top of the world, now I'm living. And the good just gets better, keeps on giving. Not even close to the end, it's just beginning. Life is getting lighter while the days are getting brighter, yeah.
Have you ever wondered about the illnesses that you might have contracted in your life? Did you know that there is a numerological component attached to each one of those illnesses? It's true. There are numerological connections to each one of the letters that go in to make up the word that defines the illness that you have manifested. So I want to introduce you to a very good friend of mine, Susan Saucier. Hey, Susan, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm so excited that you're going to be once again my guest speaker in part 2 in our Master Number 11 event coming up on November 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to be talking about the connection that numerology has to illnesses and how we can recognize some of our behaviors that might be helping to manifest these illnesses. So Susan's a bit of an authority in this area. She was my guest speaker last month when we talked about how some of your greatest challenges come from your illnesses, but those can also be your greatest gifts. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, Sue?
Sure. You know, I know a lot of people have a difficult time digesting that because it sounds crazy. Why would we ever want to experience anything?
Mm-hmm.
However, our bodies, they do speak to us and they are letting us know something's not quite right. So when we have illness or challenges that come up into our lives, they're there for a reason, giving us the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to heal. I had severe rheumatoid arthritis in my early 20s, walked with a cane, diapers off with my teeth. It was a very difficult time. Would I want to have it again? That pain, no. But would I go through it again to be where I am now? Yes, because I became a different person because of my experiences. So that is how I see them, as a gift, because they give us the opportunity to try different things, to learn about ourselves, what we're willing to take on and what we're holding in. And I find that fascinating with the numerology, that the numbers have energy. Everything has energy.
Right.
So it's vibrating a certain way in the body. And it's, like going through a maze and discovering your way out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's interesting when you talk about the fact that you had rheumatoid arthritis, because, numerologically, there's what we call the Pythagorean alphabet. Okay, so each letter vibrates at a particular vibration. And so for each letter in an illness or a disease, and remember, disease is dis-ease, a state of dis-ease, each one of those letters means something and vibrates at something and creates a vibration that affects the body. So when you were talking about rheumatoid arthritis, I was looking down on my notes here, and the illnesses that begin with the letter R relate to intense emotions concerning yourself, right? And illnesses that start with the letter A, that being arthritis, are issues related to self-esteem. Interesting how connected they are, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So when we go live in the group, we're going to be talking about various illnesses. If you plan on being a member of the membership, by all means, send us a message to say, hey, I'd like for you to talk about this or that or whatever. And if you want to be featured in the event, you're more than welcome to do that. You just need to join the membership. You can find it at AnnPerryNumerologist.com. Upper right-hand corner, just click on the button and you can join. It's $11, right? It's $11 a month. Or you can join it for $65 for the entire year, and you'll have 12 live events that you can attend, right? There's all kinds of videos in there already. There's PDFs, there's MP3s, all kinds of great content. Susan's been my guest in there before. I've got some really well-known psychic mediums in there. We've got some Tara Whitford, who's a master empath. Laura Warren, she has her own TV show called Sightseers. She's a guest. All kinds of really cool people that are in there. Fiona Black, who's an Akashic record reader, all kinds of great information. But in this particular event, we're going to be talking specifically about illnesses and how we can recognize why we would possibly attracted them in the first place. What is our mental mindset, and what is it about that illness that we've attracted to ourselves? And this is kind of a hard pill to swallow for some people. I get that, right? Susan, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more on soul contracts, possibly.
Right. Yeah, we all come here with a soul contract where
Right.
we choose to go through different things in life. We have free will.
Yes.
So, we can make some changes here and there, but for the most part, we're determined to have a certain lesson. So I know, and I began to understand that I took on this disease, and I took it on also because I did have very low self-esteem. I
Hmm.
held everything in. So that's another piece we'll be giving you is more information on how these illnesses, disease, or any issues, even anxiety, things that we may have, what we're doing to create them without even knowing it, right?
Yeah.
And taking it in that soul contract means that we also are giving us ourselves the ability to also heal that issue.
Mhm.
So if we can give it to ourselves, we have the power to take it away as well. And doing
Interesting.
some, subconscious mind work and inner child work, we'll go over some of those things as well.
So when we look at the name of the illness, for example, we can explore cancer, for example. When we look at the letters in the word cancer, and we assign numeric value to each one of those letters, it comes up as a 26-8. And so the way that we interpret that is the 2 says I have to learn how to be sensitive with myself and with others. I need to be patient with myself. I need to patiently accept responsibility for my illness so that I can step back into my power. And one of the interesting observations that Louise Hay made years and years ago was that cancer is actually as a result of turning anger inwards. Okay, so the 8 relates to that and the intensity of that. So it's just one example of what you can look at with that with the word cancer. When I was going through the alphabet here, we're thinking about the letter B. Okay, so the B vibrates at the number 2. And so that brings in sensitivity and with dealing with others, also with partnerships and sensitivity towards yourself. And automatically the word bulimia came up, right? So if you're somebody who suffers with bulimia, possibly that could be related to issues related to hypersensitivity and how you relate to others or not, right? When we look at illnesses that begin with the D, I'm thinking depression, right? One of the more common ones that people are plagued with quite often, relate to issues for a need for control and for dependability and for routine and to see, to have things roll out the way they're supposed to, right? And kind of putting on the blinders and not seeing anything else. So you kind of get down that dark tunnel because you can't see your way out. Now, I want to stress here too, neither Susan nor myself are physicians in any way. We are not medical professionals whatsoever. So, I mean, if you're feeling any issues with regards to any of these things that we're talking about, or you have medical issues yourself that you're concerned about, see your physicians, okay? This is not the be-all, end-all, but it does bring in the energetic component. And it's really, really interesting food for thought. So I would encourage you to attend so that you can learn a lot more about whatever illness you might have or whatever dis-ease you might have. Let's explore it and see if you can make some connection to it. And if there's a behavior that you continue to do that might cause the illness, wouldn't it be nice to know? I think about a woman. I think Susan, we talked about this last time in our part 1 of this event. A gal that was an artist years and years ago came to me, and she had rheumatoid arthritis, and her hands were just absolutely clenched, right? Just like almost like fists of rage. And I was working EFT with her, emotional freedom technique, and the more we addressed what she was angry about, the more her hands began to release. And by the time we were done, her hands laid in her lap, just open like that. And she looked down and she couldn't believe it because she released it. Like she got herself into such a state of rage that she couldn't release. But with the tapping and the emotional freedom technique and discussing the illness itself and what had happened to her in her past, she made the connection that the anger was being turned inwards and was causing her to clench her fists. So when she addressed the anger and chose to release the anger, the hands released all by themselves.
Yeah.
So just one
Amazing.
example.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
I like to think of it too, where people, we need Eastern, Western medicine. We need all of it. But what we're doing is we're bringing awareness to
Yes.
all of you. Awareness of how our bodies, minds, and souls and spirit work, how the emotions play a part,
Yeah.
mentally play a part. So instead of just putting on the Band-Aid
Mm-hmm.
of, which sometimes you need that prescription or whatever it might be, because that's what we're saying. We're not doctors. We're not trying to tell you not to do that. but it is a band-aid, and it's just going to be temporary. What
That's right.
our goal is to be able to bring you the ability to understand yourself, to understand where these things came from, and by tapping into where this could have all began years ago. Not speaking up can create all kinds of
Oh
disease,
yeah.
thyroid issues, and so there's so many aspects to it and layers, and we are hoping that you'll join us so that we can help you unpeel the onion with us and find out.
Yeah, I think you're going to talk about chakras too, and
Yeah.
how there's certain there are certain illnesses and whatnot that happen in the chakras as a result of a mindset too,
Yes,
and emotional.
chakras, when they're unbalanced,
Yeah.
because they pull in all kinds of information, they hold on to it. So there's different parts of our body that there's 7 main chakras. So each one holds certain issues. And there's another, there's little keys to the pieces to the puzzle
Yeah.
that help you understand where the issue is, where it's coming from. I mean, something to make it more simple. I actually had a client who constantly would say that her husband was a pain in the neck, and she had come to me and was complaining constantly about this neck issue. I can't, I wake up, it's a stiff, and I asked her, I said, do you ever use this expression? And, often she said, oh, I say it every day, at least 10 times a day, because my husband drives me crazy. And I'm like, well, you are manifesting that into form. So, there's so many aspects to, healing yourself. And I just am so blessed that I was able to heal myself. And I feel like it is part of my journey to be able to share that with the world and let everyone know that we have the ability to, create healing within ourselves.
And it might seem a little out there, as our listeners are listening to this going, yeah, right, I attracted this illness. Yeah, right, Anne, because I would want this for myself. You don't know why, that's the whole thing. So trust comes in, that whole, that idea of the soul's contract. And, I think about my brother who contracted flesh-eating disease. Would he have asked for that? Hell no, he wouldn't have asked for that. However, I do believe that he asked for the opportunity to teach and to be an example of spirit. He lived, like he went through an awful time trying to live, but he did live, right? So he was an amazing teacher and inspiration to people. So sometimes our illnesses, we take them on to be a gift to share with others. If it's, using our body for science, helping people to learn through it, teaching the doctors and the nurses how to handle us during this time, so it makes it a better road for somebody else. All of that, who knows? We don't know, but we're going to be exploring all of that. I do hope that you'll join us. It's going to be on Monday, November 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All you do, sign up at the website, AnnePerryNumerologist.com. And you also get a free course too when you sign up for that. So check it out. There's a free course available to you in there. So check it out. I forgot about that. Anyway, there are all kinds of benefits. And if you sign up, the other thing I was going to mention is if you sign up for that, for this event, right, that gets you into the membership for a month. So you're actually going to be able to attend this event plus the other live event that's going to happen on the 15th of December. So you're getting 2 events for $11, right? So I really hope that you'll consider it. It's so worthwhile. You'll love it. You'll get exposed to so many authorities on so many subjects. Just a great way to finish off 2021, don't you think? Okay, sounds great. Well, if you want to check out Susan, by all means, you want to check her out, spiritsandbeyond.com, and I am AnnePerryNumerologist.com. We are looking forward to seeing you in our next upcoming event. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you're having your best day ever. Bye for now.